Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have many callbacks not just to the prequel trilogy era, but also the original trilogy in order to evolve the characters of Kylo Ren and Rey in this story by director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. So, what's really intriguing about Episode 9 is that we do know that JJ really is tapping into the originals and the prequels as well as a way in order to really bring us a lot of nostalgia our way when we go ahead and watch this movie come December of this year. You know, we got a great example of this in the teaser where we got to finally see the Death Star wreckage in the distance, as well as other things that were inserted into the teaser. Now, what's really intriguing about all of this is that these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions. This is where things begin to get very exciting for the characters of Darth Vader and Kylo Ren. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of one of the sequences during the first act of the film, where it's described that Kylo Ren is on board of his new Star Destroyer called the First Order Ravager. One of the sequences is said to involve a rear shot of Kylo Ren inside of a large hangar bay on board of his Ravager, where two large crane-like machines are lifting up what is described to be the remnants of Darth Vader's TIE Advanced Fighter from Star Wars A New Hope. It's said that somehow Kylo had discovered what's left of his grandfather's ship, and that it will be used as a huge Easter egg for the fans. The next describes a sequence in which Kylo is inside of his chambers, where he is trying to repair his grandfather's lightsaber that was split into 3 different pieces since the explosion of the second Death Star. However, it's said that Kylo uses pieces of Vader's saber and implements it into his existing crossguard lightsaber hilt to complete some of the internal design changes that Kylo makes for a certain reason. Within Kylo's chamber, there is also a holographic display of Darth Vader's armor in the form of a blueprint of some kind, where Kylo has scanned his grandfather's charred armor and stored it into a database, where Kylo is trying to replicate his grandfather's armor. It's unclear if Kylo will wear the armor, or if it's going to be a nod by Vader by Disney and Lucasfilm in the background strictly. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the first thing that I find the most interesting out of all of this is how Kylo Ren eventually discovers the remnants of his own grandfather's ship, the TIE Advanced from Star Wars A New Hope. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly what happened to his ship other than what we saw in the comics in Vader Down and other comics out there like that. But we're not quite sure exactly how Kylo Ren comes across the pieces or whatever's left of Darth Vader's ship called the TIE Advance. Now, what's really great about this is that if you guys go ahead and look at The Last Jedi, we do know that his TIE silencer is loosely based off of 2 ships, the Millennium Falcon and, of course, Darth Vader's TIE Advance. In fact, if you go ahead and take a look at the back of Kylo Ren's TIE silencer, you'll see that the engines somewhat mimic that of the Falcon, except it's colored red. So, moving on past all of this, the one thing that really does stand out to me a lot as well is how Kylo Ren is said to also own Darth Vader's lightsaber that is split into 3 different pieces. Now, Kylo is said to be able to try and attempt to repair this thing into one piece, or at least he's trying to do this, and he also uses pieces, scrap pieces if you will, from Darth Vader's lightsaber, and implements it into his crossguard saber hilt design for internal changes. Now, we're not quite sure if that really means that, you know, Kylo Ren is going to have a stable lightsaber at a certain point in time in this movie. However, it may very well line directly up with the leaks that we went over around 6 months ago, where Kylo is able to retract the little hilts on the end of his saber and turning it into a single-bladed lightsaber. Now, that could very well have something to do with him modifying it by use of Darth Vader's lightsaber pieces. Now, the other one that really does stand out to me as well is the one involving the database, right? The scan of Darth Vader's armor in the background within Kylo Ren's chambers. Now, we've actually heard about this before, that Kylo Ren owns a lot of Darth Vader's armor in the film. However, this is something that's going to be next level, where Kylo is trying to replicate his grandfather's armor. He literally scans it and puts it into a database where it's seen in the background within his chambers in the form of a holographic display, where you do see Vader's armor in the form of a blueprint of some design. So, I'm not quite sure if this really means that he's going to wear Darth Vader's armor in the film. It could very well just be a nice big Easter egg or a nice little hint or nod to Darth Vader in the background by Disney. Nonetheless, guys, I think that all of these little nods to Darth Vader are really sounding very amazing, and it's really a great way to open the film and showing us exactly where Kylo Ren is in this world as the Supreme Leader and how much he has really recovered that things belong to Darth Vader, who was once his grandfather. So what I find very interesting about this is that this is JJ's way of really making Darth Vader loom in the background in the story. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.